Hi, this is David Comfort from Democracy Action Network. Here's what's actually wild. Gavin Newsom just made Mike Johnson sound like a Democrat. In a political landscape where crime is often weaponized for fear-mongering, Newsom's bold stance is a refreshing reminder of the power of truth. Let's dive into what happened. Amidst President Biden's alarming calls to send military troops into cities under the guise of restoring order, Newsom pointed out a glaring hypocrisy. He highlighted that the murder rate in Louisiana, Speaker Johnson's home state, is nearly 4 times higher than in California. This isn't just a statistic, it's a challenge to the narrative that Republicans truly care about crime. Ever notice how the GOP often uses crime as a political tool rather than addressing the root causes? Newsom's comments forced Johnson into a defensive position, where he sounded like a Democrat trying to prove his party's concern for public safety. This is honestly crazy, but so revealing. It shows how effective a straightforward, honest approach can be when confronting the Republican narrative. Rather than countering with aggression, Johnson retreated to a reasonable man's stance, echoing the typical Democratic rhetoric. But here's the kicker. Newsom didn't concede any ground. He didn't validate the Republican lies about crime. He stood firm in the face of their deceit. This is crucial. Too often, Democrats capitulate to the GOP's framing, believing that compromise is the path to progress. What if I told you that this strategy only empowers the very narratives that harm our communities? The implications of Newsom's approach extend beyond crime to immigration. A new coalition of over 100 new Dems in the House is trying to show they care about immigration reform, but they're doing it by accepting Republican narratives that paint immigrants as criminals. This is a dangerous game. By conceding to these falsehoods, Democrats risk reinforcing the very fears they should be dismantling. The truth is, entering the U.S. without authorization is a minor offense, akin to a traffic violation. Yet, by aligning with the GOP's framing, Democrats have allowed immigration to be weaponized against marginalized communities. This is absurd and unfair. We need to embrace a bold, unapologetic stance on immigration, recognizing it as a vital part of our economy and culture. Recent polling suggests that as Trump's rhetoric becomes uglier, he loses support. This is an opportunity for Democrats to reclaim the narrative and advocate for immigrants without compromise. Let's learn from Newsom. Refuse to surrender to lies and instead champion the truth. Together, we can tackle these big problems as puzzles worth understanding, not fears to be exploited. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It would help out a lot. Peace.